All right, so it's a kind of a bit of a jump of a transition to go from Twitter and Facebook to post-apocalyptic worlds, but I think that there's some value there.
Absolutely.
I mean, really, like we're trying to keep up to.
And how are we going to, if the apocalypse occurs, when it occurs?
Yeah.
I think
it's just dead.
Yeah.
We lost Koga.
Can't.
Oh. Oh. Yeah. Yes. No. I'm sorry. This
weird.
topic. I don't get.
You just
don't
hate
get it.
the apocalypse?
You hate the apocalypse. She hates
I hate it. Yeah.
Well, who
She doesn't
likes
find
it?
merit in the apocalypse.
I mean, some people like to play around with the idea of what would happen after, but no one's like, yeah, apocalypse!
Where is
Hopefully,
the
yeah.
Notebook? Where is those great love stories? And then we have to watch this garbage.
Well,
I mean, those aren't mutually exclusive.
Tracy,
You can
why do you think?
watch that.
Why do you hate it so much? Why do you think that people like it so much, though? Like,
I don't know. It's because then people can spend gajillion dollars on a video game that made billions of dollars, and I don't know. It's video game. I don't get it.
I think that you're taking your hatred for Grand Theft Auto 5
Yeah.
and trying to destroy our conversation here, Tracy.
Well, also, let's not forget about
understand
the
it.
Notebook, the video game, which is amazing.
They
Never
don't
played
have
that.
because
fall in love over and over and over.
Tell the story again. Tell the story again.
Ryan Gosling. Oh, Melissa can understand that.
Anyways, what are we talking about? Actually,
We're talking about the
how the road to
and
the
why-
apocalypse is
why
paved
do
on
we
Facebook
care?
and Twitter.
Why do we
Yes.
care so much about these? Why are we so obsessed? Because locally, the Royal Winnipeg Ballet is doing The Handmaid's Tale. This is
a good book.
This is amazing. It's one of my favorite novels of
Yeah.
all
Good
time.
book.
It's
Yeah,
been
me
an
too.
opera. It's
Yeah.
been a movie, and now it's going to be a ballet. All of the fall shows and stuff. There's a number of them that are post-apocalyptical or dystopian.
Star Trek guys
or-
coming for WSO.
There you go.
Star Trek
See?
is not a dystopic future, actually.
Well, I'm just
It's reality.
It's
That's a projected
Oh,
reality.
Okay, well, you know,
It's a historical document.
But so why the obsession? Why are we so obsessed with this kind of detrimental
I have
thinking?
no idea. Like I'm kind of with Tracy in that I don't
You don't get
completely
it.
get it.
Thank you.
But I can somewhat understand why it would be kind of a big deal. It's kind of interesting to think about that this kind of thing maybe, like, who knows, because we're just, I mean, people on Earth, we're just so like small in comparison to everything. It's just interesting to kind of think about that this, I don't want to use the word possibility because, I mean, I guess it could be,
Well, absolutely,
but it's
it's a
just,
possibility.
well, there you go. So like, I don't get it, but I could see how it's interesting. Like I could see, I'm
You
trying to
haven't
think of-
watched enough movies or read enough
Apparently,
books on
yeah.
it because
Yeah.
the number of books I've read and movies I've watched, there's a bazillion ways that we could try to extinguish ourselves.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it's more just that everything comes to an end at some point, I think. Like,
Yeah,
a lot
and
of-
like for me, I really think that subconsciously a lot of us are just recognizing that we are using the world's resources at a very, like, just a crazy rate right now, and it's finite. It's going to end sometime, and whether we want to sit down and call ourselves an environmentalist and figure out how to change it, or we just pretend we don't see it, we still know deep down that this can't last forever.
You could be right, because there's definitely sort of a cognitive disconnect between what we know and what we sort of base our lives on. And what we know is that, yes, we are ruining our environment, we are depleting our resources, but the way we live is, I got to fill up my Hummer because I got to get to work and not carpool and stuff like that. So we're not acting like we have this information even though we do. So maybe this is a way that subconsciously these two things are sort of coming together and we're like, oh, well, what will happen when the Earth ends? Because it's gonna, you know.
Yeah.
You've seen all these movies. What version do you think is going to be it?
I really like one of the things that I loved with The Handmaid's Tale to this day, and this is why I thought Margaret Atwood was so brilliant, because you have to think that at the time that she wrote this book, we weren't even really using ATMs yet at this point. But in her world, everybody, one of the first things that happens in the novel is that everyone loses access to their bank accounts.
Yeah.
Suddenly, no one can get their money out of the bank, and there's like, all they can do is try to escape, and they don't even know what's happening yet, and all of the technology is not giving them the information. And I just thought how how crazy is that? That really, like, one force could really come in and start controlling things as the rest of the world starts falling apart, right?
And given that no one was using the banking system like that, it's very prophetic, that
Yes.
now it's more of a danger.
And
than
it's
ever,
way
right?
more of a danger than
Yeah,
it was.
for
I mean,
sure.
at that time, at least maybe a few people, like my grandmother, still had some bills under the mattress.
Yeah.
But now, like, I've got $6 in my wallet right now. Anybody
Yeah.
else? Like,
Just as a sidebar, with Handmaid's Tale, the main character, I think the reason why we like her is because she still has love. She still reflects back on her marriage. There's that human instinct of love and of, that feeling that there was something there once, even if she's surrounded by total robotic people that have been brainwashed into this different life. And sorry.
see, there
Go
is
back to the
life in the
Notebook.
apocalyptic
Yeah.
world for you. There's love, there's the Notebook. It all comes together.
It's just a very
Alright.
different notebook.
It's a very different notebook. And you guys are talking about the children of men, another possibility, but the very real one, fertility, right?
Yeah.
Like, what happens when your body just says, nah?
Like, look what's happening with the bees right now. Maybe it's going to shift to people right away.
Birds and the bees,
Birds and
right?
Oh man!
Oh man.
Pretty soon it's just going to be birds.
And weren't they falling
And
out of the
the birds
sky?
were
a little?
falling out of the
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's
First
started.
sign.
It has
You
begun.
heard it here
It
first,
has begun.
folks.
Yeah.
Science is happening at the stable right now.
Yes.
We should do a beauty pageant around it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. I think by far my favorite.
And what way do you think the world is going to end? Well, the birds are falling out of the sky, and
And also, I think world peace is
Peace,
good.
world peace.
Oh boy.
By far my favorite post-apocalypse, and we were talking about this earlier and I forgot to mention this, there's a book by Kurt Vonnegut called Galapagos. And this apocalypse happens, there's a virus that kills everyone on the earth that's interconnected, but these people have escaped from this war-torn island and go to one of the other Galapagos islands, and they crash on the island. There's like 6 or 8 people, I think. And so the book is set 1,000,000 years in the future after everyone but these people are dead. And so these people have evolved into these like furry seal-like creatures who bear almost no resemblance to people anymore, and the only real resemblance is they still sort of have family units and they still laugh when someone farts. And because of that, it is my
Vonnegut.
favorite post. Yeah, I love that so much. It's just such a great.
So it
Yeah.
goes.
And so it goes.
Well, that's great. I mean, I think we've wrapped it all back up to the pageant, beauty pageants, and the
zombies
science of Twitter and Facebook
Yeah.
and everything else. You guys have a great week, and hopefully we'll have a few less Twitter and Facebook fumbles as we
Yeah.
head into the next.
maybe we'll have more positive categories next week.
Maybe Tracy Coco won't put her head to the table like right at the beginning of the
Sorry
conversation.
for that. I'll get some sleep.